Hello, Sprite.
Hello, Bo. And a plane just went overhead. Of course. Of course. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our webinar Wednesday. This is King Perseids, and this is why I'm not in the office. But he's really cute, and it's a really good reason. He's also vicious. He's fine. I am very, very excited today because once again, we have Nicky from the Sassy Subber who is going to be showing us all kinds of very fun holiday items. Nicky, how are you?
I am peachy. How are you?
Well, I mean, look, I'm great. I'm on my front porch. I got my puppy.
You know what? You're living the life right now. You enjoy those moments. Enjoy those moments.
They grow so fast.
They really do. They really do. Just like children. They grow so fast. Then they're off to college and you don't know what to do.
Exactly. Exactly. So what are you going to be doing for us today? Because I am excited.
I have a lot on tap today. One of the things I'm going to talk about is how I made a mess up of my own. And you know, what's the old saying? You make, lemonades out of lemons. So I took an FRP name tag and I ordered the wrong ones. And so I made it into this absolutely cute ornament just by adding some beads and some jute. And we're going to do that today. I'm going to show you how you can actually press this live on location, so to speak. And what does that mean? So let's say you're at a vendor fair and you want to add names. You want to be able to have this all together. I'm also going to talk to you about doing a napkin ring and something for our tier tray designs that are huge right now. We're going to do that as well. Let's just bring one thing back real quick is we miss crafting. So when I joined Sublimation, it was one of those things that I kind of put my crafting hat aside. And well, now I'm bringing it back out. I'm taking my crafting side and adding it with my sublimation side to make some absolutely gorgeous Christmas things. And well, this napkin ring is going to be more fall. So let me just switch the camera over. We're going to get started and let's do this. All right, so what you're going to need for this project, we're going to do this particular project right here, is you need a FRP name tag, which is 1x3. I just drilled a hole into it, nothing fancy or crazy. You're going to need some beads and some jute to do this. This is for our other project. Now, very, very simple. You want to put this whole thing together. Nothing crazy, but you can have fun with these beads. Now, this is a snowman, so we're just going to bring it up through this bottom hole. Now, mind you, you see that I'm not subbing it yet? No, I want to sub it afterwards, actually. I want to show you that you can just put this on your heat press after the fact. So if you're on location, it is one of those amazing things that you can do as you go. Now, if you have problems with trying to get this through the holes, just add a piece of tape. Try to tighten it down as tight as you can. All right. So this is going to be project 1 for today. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bring it right up through your bead. If I can get it up through the bead. Of course, it always wants to do that, when you're live doing something naturally. So we're just gonna hook it up through here. All right, and you're gonna bring the bead down. Then you're gonna add. Now you can get these beads on Amazon. This is where we've gotten them all from over in my group. We have literally taken the bead world by storm. These are a wooden bead that look like little snowmen. Once you get them all done, just kind of feed this all through. Okay, so that's what you're going to do. You're going to just keep feeding these all the way through till you get that. Then when you're all done and you've gotten it all feeded through, this is what it's going to end up looking like. Now you have now this is single-sided, this particular name tag. So you want to, like I said, put a big enough hole that you can run your jute through. Add a cute little bow and you're done. That is it. Now we're going to talk about doing this a live on location kind of thing. And you're just going to get your design. Make sure that you know what you want. I'm just going to put my name. This is a great thing to have, especially if you want to sell those vendor show type things. All you're going to do, lay down. This is it. You're going to make sure you put some butcher paper, protect your investment. You're going to hang this off the side of your press because you don't want any of this in your press. All right. Oops. Might want to take the one side down. Medium to firm pressure. Make sure you go with the manufacturer's instructions. And that's it. Okay, so now while we've got that project off and running, we are going to work on the next one. This will take a few minutes to do. Now we're going to make our napkin ring. So the napkin ring, again, all beaded. You get to decide your type of pattern you would like. You can also put hot glue on the ends of these, so it kind of just seals it, makes it a little bit easier. You can use a hook, needle and thread, whatever the case may be, because of course it's going to fray like mine's doing right now. Give me 1 second. Oh, there we go. Really get it nice and tight on there. Okay. Trim it right down and go back to adding these on. Whoops. There we go. Makes life so much easier when you can actually do something. If you have to, use your little tweezers and keep right on going. You're going to keep doing this all the way. Again, tweezers always are your best friend for this type of project. All right, while I fix that real quick. Now, this is a great grab and go. And just like that, you now have a really cute ornament to offer. Let this cool, and there you go. How stinking cute is that? It's a little on the warm side. Hold on, let me get my, gotta protect my fingerprints here. So there you go. Uber cute for that. And I'll show it to you again later. Going back to this project, make sure you twist it all the way up through. Again, needle, thread, and whatnot. Grab your cute little tweezers. Now you can do this however you choose. It really doesn't matter how you're gonna do it. You can add a couple more beads. You just want to be able to get a napkin in through there. So we're gonna just add a couple more beads, trim this off a little bit. So we're gonna add another one. And then we're gonna do the pressing, that is the tag. Now this tag is actually gonna be a dry erase tag. And the reason I'm doing a dry erase FRP tag is because I can reuse it again next year. So if I put everybody's name on it, well, then maybe I have a new guest at the table, or maybe I don't have a guest at that table that particular year. It just depends. You know, our tables change. So you're going to add as many beads as that you like. You're going to take this, trim this off, and we're going to tie it. Get it as even on here as possible. Okay. And tie it in a knot. Okay. And there you can fit, it'd probably be a little bit bigger. I could have added more beads, but for this tutorial for the moment, that's what we're going to go with. So now I have my design. This is the FRP keychain that you can get. All of these you can get at Condi. You just line it up. Okay, add a little bit of tape for me. Put some space on here and press it. You're going to need a dry erase marker for this, and leave these tags because we're going to add that onto there to make a really pretty bow. Next up, while that's baking off, we're going to do what I call the tier tray square. Now this is just a coaster, but we're going to jazz up our coaster. It's not just a coaster anymore. And this design will actually be given out free to everybody when you email Sprite. I will be sending this over to Sprite, and she will be able to give this to all of you. And this is for me. So Merry Christmas. So you're just going to do that, nothing fancy for that. The design comes in afterwards on this. And where you're going to add some jute, we're going to add this really cute decorative beading on here. And this is a great thing to add to your tiered trays. I'm going to check the comments to see what you guys are up to. Let's see. Thank you guys so much for showing the Sassy. If you guys have never, you guys are wondering in the comments what Sassy means. Sassy just means you're watching me live and it's hashtag Sassy. And then if you ever go back and watch the rewind, I always put hashtag rewind if you're ever questioning why that's in the comment section. Right? All right. So this is a hot piece of real estate. While that is doing what it needs to do, I have another space on my butcher paper. I'm going to make sure that, because I always like to protect my investment, so I'm going to put that down. Always have your butcher paper. You don't want a repeat project. Okay. Now this is stunning. I love the way FRP presses. It's just gorgeous. It ain't just for keychains anymore. This ain't just your mama's keychains, right? So we are going to, while it's still hot, because why not? Who needs fingerprints around here? You're just going to tie this up. There you go. Add a really cute farmhouse bow. Farmhouse stuff is the in thing. So you can add your beads, right? Once this cools off, look how adorable that is as a key ring. You can add whatever you want. You could take any keychain, and make it into a napkin ring, little dry erase board, if you will. So you'll be able to write their name on it, reuse it. You can even wrap this if you wanted to around cups. This could even be a hook for if you do it right. It could even be the name hanging off your Christmas stocking. So it really, let your brain run wild with what you could do with just that little piece right there. So like I said, it could be the name tags to a stocking or napkin rings for this particular tutorial. All right, we're going to flip this around. And here is the design that I'm giving to you. Now, I know you're thinking, Nikki, it's off center. Yes, I know. That's because we're going to add some beautiful jute and a bow and some decorative stuff right here that makes it perfect for your tiered tray designs. I keep saying tiered tree. So we're going to let this cool off so that I can handle it. Move all of the stuff out of the way. Now I've already gone ahead and I've made myself a jute tassel, added some beads. These are just wooden beads and some jute because I'll be tying this off, just giving it so I can handle it because it's hot. But isn't that cute? Now that this is nice and cool, maybe, just maybe, we want to write Sprite. Sprite's at our dinner table for Thanksgiving this year. So now she has a place setting. You can then, once you're done and the dinner party is over, wipe them off and save them for next year. Love, love, love this.
I'm so excited to be invited.
Yay! But that's a great idea for just about anything, really. You know, it's so, if you're anything that you have to add a name to and you're having a party, a dinner party, this would be a great thing to add. You can even add this to where your food is. You could just tie it off on the different containers, like drink containers and all that jazz, because we're all, you know, into our festivities this year. So now that this is cooled off, let's take that jute. All right, and we're going to wrap it around a couple times. And watch how I transform just an ordinary coaster, okay, into something quite decorative for those 3 tiered trays. Okay, where's that little end? Oops, Michelle left the end up because I got to knot it. Okay, here we go. Just keep wrapping it around till you get up to here. Now you're going to knot it. Just so this doesn't move. Come on, fingers in the way. we go. I swear this time of year, I realize I have big fat fingers every time. All the intricate stuff always happens at Christmas time. So we have that. And then what we want to do is make a bow. Just make yourself a jute bow. Okay. And then you can then take this, you could hot glue it, hot glue this all onto the back. This, and also you'd hot glue this for the sake of the tutorial. So I didn't want a huge mess. We're just going to tape this to the back right now, just so you guys can see and get an idea of what it's going to look like. And then you just glue your bow right to here. And that's it. This is part of that tier tray. So while that's doing that, I'm going to get my glue gun out. We're going to plug it in and get that going so that I can show you. Let me just reach over here how it all comes together. So while that heats up and this continues to cool down, that's a great thing to add to your tier tray designs. Now you can leave this blank. It makes a great mini dry erase board. So I'm going to bring it up closer to the camera so you can see what it looks like. How uber cute is that? I'm in love with this. It is so stinking adorable. All right. So again, maybe it's a new year. Sprite can't make it to the Thanksgiving feast. And there you go. Now I'm on to the next year, and maybe I finally asked Bo to come. So there you go. Bo gets to come to the table this year. And again, that's the beautiful part about these being little mini dry erase boards. You get to reuse them over and over again. You can theme them out to whatever you want. But how cute is that using a keychain? There we go. While this is all heating up, next up, I'm going to flip my camera for this because this is one of those tutorials that are going to be great for you guys to use at your vendor shows. I've showed this off in my group and now I get to show it off to the world. So let me show to you what we are talking about. All right, so have you ever need to make a bow and you're really just not that good at it? Maybe that's not in your wheelhouse. Don't worry, I got you covered. You remember those really cheap looking pull bows that you could buy at like the Dollar Tree and whatnot? Well, what if I told you you can make a pull bow out of ribbon? That's right. I'm going to show you right now how to sublimate on the faux burlap from Michaels. And you can use any, as long as it's wired ribbon. You can use regular grosgrain ribbon, but really the wired just makes it pop. I'm going to show you how to put this whole bow together, but what the beautiful part is, it stores nice and flat without all the bulk. Maybe you're at a vendor show and your client doesn't want this kind of bow. Maybe they just want a plain bow. You're going to allow your clients to be able to pick whatever bow they want, and it just jazzes up your product. Okay, so now that this is probably, I'm going to flip my camera back over. All right, so now that we've flipped my camera back over, we're going to sit and we're going to glue all of these fun little pieces down so that they're nice and snug where they need to be. All right. And then we're going to take this guy. Now you can tie it around if you want. I am just not going to tie it. We're just going to, you can decide where you want him. We're just going to put this right here. So it's all sorts of goodness. And then just add your bow. We'll trim off the back. Make it nice and pretty. And then I probably should have done that a little shorter. There we go. And just like that, you have the cutest little thing. And it's all done. And that's all there is to it. And it's only out of a coaster. So you, like I said, make it as a dry erase board as well. All right, let's work on that bow. Last project for today. We are getting a lot in. Now, yes, I will show you at least just one piece of how you can sublimate on your bow. Again, let me show you this is from Michaels. It is the wired ribbon. You have to make sure that it says 100% polyester on this. It is the faux burlap. You can get it in white, but I'm only going to do one so that you guys can see one print so you can see what it looks like. And then we'll get right into the easiest tutorial ever. So we're going to just lay this down right here. Make sure you have butcher paper down. We want to always protect our investments. All right, flip it over. Grab that butcher paper from the top because there's a lot of black in this and it could bleed. All right, we're going to drop that down. While that, so you can at least see what it looks like, I'm going to talk to you about this easy peasy tutorial. You're going to take, for this one that I just showed you, it is 20 inches when it's folded. So you need 40 inches of ribbon. Now, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to measure down 5 inches. And for this, I put marks on here. So hopefully you guys can see them on the camera. So this is 5 inches from here. From this mark, you're going to come down 7 inches. What you're going to do is we're going to create a channel. And this is a no-sew, no glue. It's a staple project. You're going to grab some jute. It's all about the jute today. Seems to be a holiday staple. You're going to open this up. Okay. You're going to take your jute, come around the center where you found your middle. You're going to gather it. This is going to end up being the center of your bow. So you really want to make sure that that center looks nice. I'll get to that in 1 second. Okay, perfect. Just gently gather it in, nothing too crazy, and then cinch. Okay, you want it to look nice and cinched. I double knot mine just to make sure mine is safe. Ribbon's done. We're gonna let that sit there for a second. Now, I'm gonna create a channel with this jute. All right, we're gonna come down, put your jute in the center. You're going to lay your ribbon on top of it. Oh, I had water on my desk. You're going to do that on top of it. Now, where I put those marks is where you're going to put your staple. Don't worry, the staples don't get in the way. I use staples just because they seem to hold a lot better than the hot glue does. Could you use hot glue? Sure. Just remember, you're going to really pull these tight, so you want to make sure that they stay. Okay, so you want to create the channel. Come back down. Again, you add 2 inches. If you want to add another loop and some tails, you would come down 9 inches from this. It would add a 3rd loop, and then you want to add an additional 8 inches for a tail. So for this, we're only doing a 2 loop. Staple on either side. Okay. And you're done. That's it. That's really all there is to it. Okay. You're going to flip it up and literally just pull. Now, you're going to want to make sure that all of your little loopies are laying where they need to. See how that just now, what I do is I have this thing called the 1, 2, 3 method. I'm going to scrunch this in. And I take only one of these tails and go around 1, 2, 3. Why? Because it creates a drawstring type of effect, and you just pull. And it keeps everything nice and tight. And now you literally have the perfect bow. You just hot glue the back, knot it. For me, I'll knot it so that I can then use the tails to tie it on my product. And the best part is you can make these as custom ribbons. Whether it's white or it's faux burlap, you could put your client's name right on their ribbon. And there you go. Let me show you what it looks like with the design that I just pressed. See what that looks like? It's subs gorgeous. Look at that design. So can you imagine this was the tails and the loops? Beautiful, right? So you could really have fun with all of this just by making a simple pull bow. So there you go. So let's talk about what we just did really quick, just so that you guys are in the know. First things first, we talked about how you can take an FRP, the 1x3 name tag, drill a hole in it, especially if you're like me and you make a mistake and order the wrong product. I drilled a hole in it, add some beads and some jute, made this into a cute little snowman, added the word family to this one and added my name to this one. This is a perfect grab and go type of thing. You could do these at your vendor shows because you could press them on site. You don't need to put anything fancy on it because you really want the beads and everything to speak for themselves. So this is very, very simple. You don't sub the back of it. You only need one-sided for this, but they're so stinking cute. Again, just like this particular product, you can use these as name tags for your Christmas stockings, and it just gives it a little bit of farmhouse flair. Now this we did as a napkin ring. So this napkin ring, you can make it as big or as small as you would like, add as many beads. I love this particular FRP because it's a keychain that can also double as a dry erase board so that you can reuse it year after year. I love the fact that I could change it out for themes. Again, add some decorative beads and you have a great napkin ring holder, or again, you can use it on your Christmas stockings. Next, the big, huge thing in design and decorating this year is always farmhouse, but the tiered tray is the big thing. Everybody's doing them. Why not take a coaster? Add some jute and some beads, and now you have the cutest little sign that you could add to that 3-tier tray. And this also can double as a dry erase board. Maybe you want to just personalize it. This I just put Merry Christmas, and this will be the free design you get from Sprite when you email her. And then lastly, we talked about how to save ourselves from those dreaded bows, but we all want pretty bows on our stuff. This was the pull bow that my mod and I came up with, and how you can sub it and do it with a stapler, no glue required, and it's very simple to make. So these are just some of the very simple, very farmhouse country Christmassy designs that you can do, and fall design, for your projects.
Nikki, you have once again just amazed me. I absolutely love it.
Awesome. It doesn't have to be hard. And one of the things I will tell you is where people are struggling is a lot of MDF products are just flat. They don't have any real originality with them. But look, maybe you want to add a little bit of glitter. I literally sat there and just added some glitter to my snow. And you know what? It pops. Why? Because people love sparkle. There isn't too many things in Christmas that don't sparkle somehow. So maybe you have a thing that you used last year and it didn't sell. And I know maybe you have an ornament that didn't sell last year. Add a little bit of glitter. It catches the eye. Add some jute. Add some beads to it. Just jazz it up just a little bit. And maybe now all of a sudden it's your hot item in your shop, just by adding a little bit of something extra to a very flat looking item.
Fantastic. Fantastic advice. I love it. We're always talking about adding value, and you just went above and beyond. And I love, love, love the pull bow. Absolutely love it.
The pull bow is great. That's probably one of the things that in my group that they struggle with is making bows. I've been making bows for 14 years. So for me, it's second nature. But when you're at a vendor show, or if you just don't have the space to keep all of them all fluffed and always ready, that is the perfect way to do it. Why? Because it's perfect every time. You cannot fail at this. Can you make them smaller? Yes. Can you make them larger? Absolutely. But it helps you in the long run. And the fact that you can sublimate on the fabric or on the ribbon too, to make them totally, completely custom, total spot on.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again. This was fantastic.
Thank you.
I guess I will see you next month.
I will see you. Same time, same channel.
That's right. Send me those, that pattern, and guys, email me, swood, that's SWOOD @condy.com, and I will send you that beautiful piece of art that Nikki so graciously gave to everybody. Email me, swood @condy.com. Thanks again, Nikki.
Thank you.